Everyone, what is going on? It is Colin C back from the Crypto Boys, and as you can tell, I got no Joe P here. So I gotta check. And see if our mouths are correct and things are working all right. Because if I don't, it'll be wrong and it won't work, and everybody will yell at me and I'll be embarrassed. So let me see. Let me make sure things are on target. It looks like. All right, we are good. We are good to go. As always, I'm a one-man show today. Joe has the official, like we like to call it, the man cold or the sniffles, okay? Whichever you want to call it. Yes, my background right now is Kinnick Stadium. Yeah, it's Kinnick Stadium, which is awesome because who doesn't like Kinnick Stadium? Okay, guys. So if you're just joining us, please hit the like button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't subscribed. I do have a bunch of articles that I do want to go over. You guys know how we like to run our lives. We like to run our lives very interactively. It looks like my mouth is off a little bit. Let me check that. Okay, we're good. We're good. So as you guys know, we like to run them interactively. So comment in the comment section. I'll get to them as many as I possibly can today. And I do have a significant amount of articles that I do want to go over and at least bring you guys some news, some of the latest that I thought developments in the crypto space that were important to at least bring attention to. Some of it's even some mining data out there, the miner revenue. So we get this email. I was going to bring the email up actually, but I got this email from our the people who run our miners this morning, and it basically said, hey, listen, every single miner right now is basically running in the red and not profitable. So clearly that 16,000 mark is correct. When we said that months ago, we've already went over that. 16.5 or so is about where you're running and you're paying more for energy than you are getting back in Bitcoin. So again, we're still running it. We're not going to turn ours off. We're with a group of 12 other people that are in it. So we plan to just keep running, get as many Bitcoin stored up as we possibly can. But that's kind of where we're at. All right, guys, I know I'm a little early, so join me if you can. If you got some time, that'd be great. We're going to get into some articles pretty much right about now. Yes, my background is Kinnick Stadium because there's a potential that we might just make the Big Ten championship game, which we'll probably get killed in. But, 4 weeks ago, if you would have told me that, I would have said you're absolutely crazy. Okay, guys, like the video, subscribe to the channel, do all the things. Okay, so here's what we've got today, people. Basically, we are looking at a disastrous market cap here, and it is like below 800 trillion or 800 billion, well below. So this is the thing, guys, is that we have to realize there's definitely going to be more pain to come. I know that I think the market freaked out a little bit about the whole Grayscale thing. I don't want to say that that it was 100% fact, but I do think it had more to do with the whole Grayscale and everything that was going on with that than we were willing to admit. Couple other things is that Ethereum, you're going to see that retest the $1,000. That's what I think. I think you're going to see it retest $1,000. I think it's going to be a pretty sure bet there. And I think you could even see that being around the bottom, that when you get the Ethereum 900, 950 mark, I mean, I could see that sneaking in the bottom as well. And I don't know how much lower it would really go than that. Yes, I do think that you're going to get a sub 30-cent Cardano probably tonight. It's looking like, I mean, if we haven't already gotten it, but it's at 30 cents right now, which is asinine. Absolutely crazy. I'm glad I hung on to that for a little while. Litecoin, I've been hearing some things about that or some people are saying that is, the most similar to Bitcoin, which I understand. Solana just, taking a little bit of a cat nap. Solana, I don't know if that's going to be able to make its way back up or not. That's for people that are in Solana. I'm not in Solana, so I really don't know. I'm not looking great. Algorand, I'm liking where Algorand's been going lately. VeChain, love VeChain. If you can get, I mean, seriously, let's talk about VeChain. They've got some big partnership news coming out, some other big news coming out on the forefront as well. But I really believe that VeChain, and just as my opinion, could be the surest bet. If this is even a thing. I don't know if a sure bet in crypto is a thing, but if it were to get a 20 plus X, something that's going to multiply your money by 20 or more, right now I'm going with VeChain. With the prices it's at, the good news that it's been piling up in this bear market, and the good news that I already know that's going to be coming out in the next, should be out in the next few months or so, telling you right now, VeChain could be that project. Anyways, that's my opinion on VeChain. All right, guys, we're gonna pop right over to some news. Market wrap, basically, crypto markets nervous as the collapse dents institutional confidence. Basically, what's happening here is that with this type of collapse and with this type of bearish sentiment, you're not going to be able to see a lot of markets stand up to this. I can't believe, it's unbelievable in my mind how well Bitcoin has really made it through, how amazing Bitcoin has done in this type of environment. I mean, it's phenomenal that it stayed at where it stayed, that it hasn't dropped lower. There's going to come a time where people just aren't selling it anymore, where the traders aren't going against it, the longs aren't getting liquidated, things like that. The shorts are falling short, as the pun is intended. But I see that happening. Code Serial, buddy, what's up, man? I appreciate you joining me. I know I'm on about 20 minutes early, but I did get things finished up a little early today, so I was like, I got to jump on right now. Okay, so I don't know. That's my thought on the market going. Obviously, guys, there's potential that, along with it, if you guys watched my other video, which was a decent video about the correlation between the stock market and the correlation between the crypto market, there truly is something to be said about, we may not pump back up or get pushed back up until really some moves are made in the stock market. That is absolutely possible. Or we may not even hit bottom until we see the bottom indicators in the stock market. In the S&P 500 is exactly what I'm actually referring to. I truly believe that. Because I think most people are investing, and when they start to invest again, are going to be back in the stock market. That's a $50 trillion asset class versus a less than $1 trillion asset class. Where is most of that money going to go? I just think that could be a decent bottom indicator for crypto, and something for us to watch. Something I'm definitely watching that I will bring to you guys as I deploy that specialty bag I have sitting on the side. All right, guys, next up, Coinbase custody holds 635,000 Bitcoin on behalf of Grayscale that refuses to share its proof of reserves. Basically, guys, they're saying that Grayscale is basically saying, hey, listen, it's not good for our investors. It's not good for the people that we have, that we don't want to show our balance sheets. We don't want to show our reserves. They have some decent ideas. Coinbase is coming out saying, hey, yeah, we do hold 630,000 of them. And my thing is, I think they're fine. I really do. I think they're fine. If Grayscale were to be insolvent and were to collapse, we would have a hell of an issue. And I mean a serious issue in the crypto space. You would be seeing prices that you never, ever thought you'd see. And I got taught by Todd Davis, who's been in this game a lot longer than me, yesterday. He's like, say never, ever. Well, I'm telling you right now, you're never going to see prices like that again unless something like that goes under. So, point of the article is basically saying, pretty much they're good, but we're not going to share it. Here's the kind of the key line, in my opinion, is that we know the preceding point in particular, it will be a disappointment to some, wrote Grayscale, but added the investor panic was no reason to circumvent complex security arrangements. They have kept our investors' assets safe for years. I agree. Todd, thanks for joining, buddy. So anyways, that's kind of what I've got going on. I think Grayscale's fine. I think they do have enough. Does that mean they are? Absolutely not. What do I know? I don't know, but it seems like there's enough good positive news out there, and they are backing up at least what they're saying. And you've got another company coming in and letting you know, hey, they got this much in reserves. I think it's okay, but if Grayscale did go under, we'd have some problems. Todd Davis says Coinbase does claim to verify the addresses regularly. That is another great point. So again, I kind of pumped the brakes on that. We've had a lot of comments on that lately, so I think we're okay there. All right, guys, kind of moving on here. The next article, more than 50% of Bitcoin addresses are now in a loss. So previous bear markets ended with the majority of addresses being out of the money, on-chain data show. So here's the thing, and why I thought this was important to bring up is that every time, and kind of, James C., what's up, buddy? Appreciate you being here. Every time this stuff starts to happen, and it kind of goes back to Todd Davis's comment to me yesterday, or maybe it was this morning I talked to him. Yeah, this morning at 5 a.m. Duh. When I talked to him this morning, it kind of goes back to that. It's like, well, you can say never ever going to happen, but at the same time, you see trends that kind of let you know that's going on the way. And you can see this in this chart right here. Basically what happened is when a certain amount or the majority of these accounts get into a loss, then you see us start to get out of it and start to move back up. Now, here's the thing. How low does it have to go and how long does it have to be there? No one knows. But I think this has been a more bearish bear market than ever before. Here's why. We've allowed more bad actors to come in without doing our due diligence or our research thoroughly, or maybe them just screwing everybody over. Who knows, whichever one. I don't care. Chicken egg type of thing. Than ever before. So I honestly think we're pushed down a little bit artificially further than we would have been. But again, with this huge crash and FTX maybe being the cause of all of it and maybe getting them out of the space, I think it's healthy. I really do. I think it's healthy. I think that this charade of FTX, of Luna, of Voyager only would have went on for so much longer, and eventually it all would have been crumbling down. And who knows, maybe potentially that would have ended the bear market or the bull market earlier in our next one, had FTX not been caught, had these things not went live when they did. Maybe that gets retail away when the bull market does come. I don't really know, but it's questions I do have. I think it's a healthy crash. I think it's a healthy correction. I think these things needed to happen, especially going forward. It's going to speed up regulation. Hopefully it speeds up regulation on the central exchanges. Obviously there's some issues there. Like I saw a video today just about Joe Rogan, calling out, CBDCs essentially. However, I don't think it's going to exactly work like that, even though I know they're trying to implement it in other countries like China and things like that. Basically when you can and can't spend your money. That being said, we're not China, and I don't think we're ever going to be. However, I do understand kind of his point and where that's going to be going. All right, guys. So another thing I want to get to here is not your keys, not your coins. After FTX collapse, some call for a return to Bitcoin's decentralization roots. This kind of flows us into what I was just talking about a little bit here. Okay, let me get this back on here. Here we go. This kind of flows us back into what I was just talking about here. But basically, if you're not in charge of your own money, if you're not in charge of your own keys, if you're not in charge of your own crypto, it ain't yours. It's that simple. It ain't yours. But they make a great point. Dennis says, just another cycle. Mt. Gox caused 70% of the people to lose their money. Only 10% this time around with exchange. Dennis, my man, I got to get out of this because you make a great comment. Think about it. Mt. Gox was basically the only exchange back in the day. And it still kept pumping forward. It still kept moving. I mean, if you were going to get out and you were really going to be as bearish as possible, this is the comment right here. And I talked to Todd about this morning too. It was like there was no one else to save anybody. Now you can go anywhere. You can go on Binance, the largest exchange. You can go on Coinbase. You can go on KuCoin. You can go anywhere you want. Uphold's another good one that we've been playing around with lately. BitGet, we still got some things on BitGet as well. But they still made it through. Bitcoin still made it through. Crypto still made it through. And it was like the only exchange back then, and it went under. So great comment there. 70% gone, only about 10% this time. So I agree. I appreciate that comment, Dennis. So and it leads us into this decentralization question. How much do you need? How much crypto regulation do we need? A lot of people are saying, back off, whatever. I think it's got to come in for the big institutional investors. You can disagree with me. That's completely fine. I have nothing against that whatsoever. But I do think if we want to go to the places where we're going to go and where crypto is going to go and where we've put our money, especially the crypto boys, I think that's eventually where we've got to be. I really truly believe that in some way, shape, or form. I don't know how much, because here's the thing, and this kind of talks about it, is a hot versus cold wallet. People do not want to come in and have to figure that out and figure out how to keep their stuff safe, get the complicated passwords, sometimes buying a physical, so a hardware wallet to really store everything. A lot of people don't want to do that. So I don't know if this Grayscale is going to be the option there, but a lot of people don't have the time, the energy, or really the desire to go do it. They want to give it to a person who goes and gets it for them and that puts it in their portfolio. And that's really how things are going to end up taking off. Do I think us hardcore investors are willing to figure that out? Yeah, but the lending on the exchanges, all of the yield you're gaining, some of that's going to have to go. It's just pumped up too much. I don't know if regulation can help that or can hurt that. There's great arguments both ways that I can see both, but in my own personal opinion, some sort of regulation's got to come in eventually, and I think it all starts with the centralized exchanges, in my opinion. Okay, next up, I love looking at Autism Capital's Twitter. I don't know if he's tweeted anything in a while. I had a couple hours of classes I just had to go coach. But one thing that I did want to go over, okay, right here. So sources in Albany share that let me just click on this so everybody can see it. This is a pretty good, I mean, it's just like your news thread, guys. So if you don't follow him on Twitter, go follow him. It's pretty funny. So sources in Albany share that Sam Bankman-Fried had his membership suspended and is no longer able to buy anything from the complex, groceries, etc. He's been asked to leave the apartment, but since FTX owned it, they can't remove him. And basically, law enforcement is following him, but he is not in custody. A couple other things that I thought was worth mentioning on the same thread is the homeowner association is going to meet to maybe kick him out. To think that this is all with one CoinDesk article that took out Sam, FTX, Alameda, all this stuff. They're basically, Autism Capital is saying something about basically full circle could possibly CoinDesk itself. Maybe. I could see that happening. Follow the spider web. This goes. Dennis, you 100% true. 100% how far it goes. And it's just a funny Twitter that I think you guys should go follow because he does a good job. So jumping over to the crypto fear and greed, I wanted to go over the crypto fear and greed for a couple of reasons here, guys. Number one is I like looking at it when things are very fearful because it makes me happy that I want to buy more. I am now such a degenerate to the point of where I'm like, I don't care how low it can go. I want it to go lower. Like, I literally want it to go lower because I know I'm not scared. I know I've saved a lot of not a lot, but a lot for me, cash on the side to, again, deploy. So I like looking up the fear and greed index to really see some indication of where we're at. I think it's a good one just to get some sort of idea of how fearful people really are. I mean, we saw this, I think, all the way down in the single digits just not too long ago. So I think we still got a little bit more fear to go, and I think that's going to come, guys. I really do. So Dennis says all the way at the top, they are scared of crypto. 100%, Dennis. I mean, we're going to be able to run our own things. We're going to be able to do whatever we want to do. That's why Joe and I got in it. That is the reason, not only to make money, but because we can make our own money and no one else can tell us what to do with it. It is decentralized to an extent, and that's why, we love it. And that's why we're here, and that's why we made this YouTube channel, to be honest with you. James C, imagine a 1K Bitcoin. Honestly, I can't even imagine that, but if we did, let's do it. Mike Moses says, shocked that the fear and greed index isn't lower, to be honest. Mike, dude, I'm 100% with you. With it being single digits, it was just, 2 or 3 months ago? I'd have to go back and look, but I saw it at a 7, the lowest it's ever been. I was shocked. I couldn't believe that it wasn't lower, but 100%. Never quit. We love joining you, buddy. Thanks for joining us today. I don't think we can go much further down, but who knows? Agreed. Never quit. You are a little late. That's okay, man. You can go back and watch a little later. We haven't even got to Q&A yet, so you're good. Good comment, Mike, though. I agree. I'm surprised it's lower. James C says, I don't think it can go much lower. I don't know how much lower it can either. Kind of in the beginning, I was going over, even the whole Ethereum thing, how much lower can really Ethereum go? Are people really going to be selling and trading on how much leverage at $1,000 Ethereum, at $1,000 ETH? Really? That's crazy. So I do think we'll retest those, but after that, I really believe it. At some point in time, sustainability off to the races will happen. I think that it is possible to hit that, though. So we'll see. Dennis says, lost my Roth IRA and Enron. Holy shit. Lost with Live and lost with Live and Learn, cold storage, and something else. Dude, that's crazy. That's tough. All right, guys. So I do want to jump over to Todd Davis says, if Genius does file, I could see 11 to 13. Oh, yes. If Genius does file, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I could see that too. FTCC is a low cap gem. Check it out. PDC sign. I'll write it down. Can't guarantee I'll check it out right away, but Joe ain't doing nothing at home, but he's got the damn sniffles and the man cold, so that dude can look at it. FTCC. All right. I ain't got nothing else to do tonight. I'll look at it. Patience, Dennis, I agree. James C says, Mike, if the fear and greed is based on social media sentiment analysis, it could be there are less people talking about it because they are out there. That is a good point, James C. I don't know if it is completely social media driven or if it's a little bit of a Google analytics as well, but that's a great point. I don't know. I like that. All right, if you guys here with us today, I know I'm on a little bit early, but I got done a little bit early. I thought I was going to get done way later. Usually we're on even earlier than this, usually 5:30 on Mondays, but Joe was sick and I had late on-ramps tonight, so I apologize for being a little bit earlier than I said I would be, but we're here. We're doing it. Like the video, though. Subscribe to the channel. It does help. I do want to jump over to one thing, guys, because I do want to go over our miners. So I already went over this a little bit in the beginning, but look at this miner revenue. Look at this miner revenue. Tanner is buying some today. There you go, buddy. Thanks for joining us, Tanner. Yes, so look at this miner revenue. I just can't believe it. So Tanner knows all good and well. Tanner actually has all of our mining data on his phone because he's in our group with us. But basically, guys, we're running at a loss right now. And that's just the way it is. We're running at a loss. We're not turning off our miners. We're rolling with, because also you're going to get more out of the hash rate as in the difficulty as people turn off their miners, because there are less miners to go grab in your pool to go grab more of the Bitcoin. So we're willing to run at a loss knowing we're going to come out of this and it's going to be better. But this is a scary thing when the people who are running your mining operation literally feel bad for taking your money. Like, I'm not kidding you. I can show you guys this email. It was absolutely insane. They literally told us today, they're like, hey, just to let you know, everybody's in the red right now while they're mining their Bitcoin. So if you want to turn them off for a month, if you want to turn them off for a couple weeks, we understand. Shoot us an email. Like, I thought that was cool and also always crazy. Thanks, James C. Appreciate you being here. Yeah, anyways, I thought it was nuts. It just is what it is. I do want to look at the, let's see here. Thought there was a profitability one that I wouldn't mind looking at. Total hash rate. Here we go. So yeah, look at this total hash rate, guys. This is freaking nuts. So you got your total hash rate of miners here, and it's just crazy to think. I got so many dang windows open I can't even see. Usually Joe runs this side of things, but here we are. You can see just how insane this graph is and the inverse ratio you have in here. And you got to remember, guys, this is going to continually go down for a while, and you've got to believe in what you got in and why you bought it and all that good stuff. Todd Davis, I mean, everyone in the red that's buying, so same. Todd Davis, 100% true. Mike says, do you and Joe run any crypto staking validators? We do not right now. We actually thought about doing a pool for our Cardano, but we do not do any right now. So we may do that, though. We may do that. We also would have to check in to figure out exactly how to do that. I haven't looked it up yet. I'm assuming it's not too bad, but yeah, good question, Mike. Wood says, all I want for Christmas is a Voyager to figure their shit out. Dude, I'm 100% with you. I'm going to bring Chase back on. We're going to get Voyager figured out. I'm in my Q&A right now too, guys. In my own personal opinion, I think Binance is probably going to swoop in. And Todd and I, again, had a very long conversation this morning about it, and I don't think he's still 100% on the idea of buying it, but the bottom line is it would get rid of a potential competitor. It would bring on a 1.3 billion of crypto assets at extremely cheap value, and it would make 250,000 people extremely happy that you could put on your platform right away. And during bear markets, there's not many people going out and looking for new platforms. There's not many people downloading the Binance app right now. There's no one really downloading the Binance app right now because retailers, they're buying high, they're selling low every single time. That's not us. So to get some money, some revenue, probably pretty good people on your platform right away, I think that is well worth sticking your neck out, buying these lower assets, and really you're getting assets for it anyway, so you'll get the cash back or whatever eventually. But it may cost you $50 million. Give us a little incentive to get over to Binance. Give us back 60-70%. It is what it is at this point. We were thinking 20% in the beginning. That's how it goes. But I agree, Woods, with you. Binance US needs the customers too. I agree, they do. It would do them well to do us good. I agree, never quit. I really do. I think they will. I think CZ hopefully will do the right move. Who knows what talks are going behind the scenes? It's kind of went radio silent on the Stretto, so I haven't even been following the court docs as closely. But when big things happen, we'll make sure we're on it and letting you guys know immediately. But for the most part, I completely agree, guys. I really do. Let me know if you guys have anything else. If not, eventually I'll have to get off here because I got to go eat some food. I am absolutely starving. Anything else you guys can think of that is worthwhile that's chatting about today? Remember, guys, we do go live every Monday. Typically, Mondays are about 5:30, but again, Joe has the sniffles. He has to wipe his poor little nose. Actually, I think he's got something for his stepdaughter too, so that's not fair to him, but he does have the sniffles. He said he feels like trash though. Usually about 5:30, maybe 6 o'clock. So we're a tad late, but I did set it up later because I had an on-ramp. And then we do Thursdays at about 6:30. And then we also do Saturdays. And then we usually have videos throughout the week, depending on how they come out and depending on how we get those filmed and started. Okay, guys? James C, we'll see you, buddy. Dennis says we dodged a bullet. If Sam Bankman-Fried got his paws on Voyager, we would lose all of our money in Voyager. And guess what, Dennis? You are correct, my man. And Chase actually said that because I said to Chase, I'm like, well, what if? And this is before any rumors about FTX even came out. I was like, Chase, so what happens just randomly? And it was in one of our 20 lives we did, and you know they're all 45 minutes to an hour. I was like, what if FTX goes insolvent? He's like, well, and you literally have no money because no one's going to come and bail out an $8 billion hole in FTX. Even though people are trying to say that people would come, that someone may come and give. And I know Sam Bankman-Fried's still trying to get the money somehow. I don't know what kind of rabbit hole he's going down to get it, but it's not going to happen. And then you add in other assets like Voyagers, like we would have been screwed. We would have been screwed. We dodged a bullet, Dennis. That is 100% true. Hopefully we can dodge another bullet and Binance can come in and save the day. Because if we go to Chapter 7, like Chase said, there is no guarantee out of these are hypothetical numbers, people. There is no guarantee that we're getting between 50 and 62% back. And there is no guarantee that how the sale is going to go, where crypto is going to be at in the space. Chapter 7, like Mt. Gox, can go on for years. For years. So if we change to Chapter 7 and we just have to liquidate, it's we could be in for a much longer ride than we want to be in. And you're not going to want to see what we get back if we get anything back at that point years down the road. We don't want to turn into that. We want to get our stuff back immediately, be able to get it back into the market, and hopefully it goes back up and gets us back what we need. All right, guys. So I appreciate you guys being here. As always, I got to go eat some food. I am starving. If you guys have questions for us, hit us up on our socials. We are on our Twitter the most. The other two we just don't mess with right now. Eventually, we will be on Instagram, and we will do some TikTok stuff. But as always, guys, we do appreciate you being with the fittest crypto channel on YouTube, and I'm out.